Welcome back to my channel. As for this week, we are still on the same unit, which is Unit 7, Extreme Situations. As for today's lesson, our main skill is a writing skill. And for today's lesson, we will learn how to write a story. My dear students, are you ready? If yes, we shall start now.
Welcome students! As for today, this is our unit for today's lesson, which is Unit 7 Extreme Situation. As for today, we will learn a story, how we want to write a story. Okay, so for today's lesson, our main skill is a writing skill. Now let's have a look at this table of contents. As you can see, for the first part, okay, we will do the pre-lesson. We're going to play a game. And then for second part, which is part B, we will start doing our activity, which is we have three activities: activity A, activity B, and activity C. And the last part will be the recap of the topic. We will start with the first part for today's lesson, which is the pre-lesson. As for this part, you will play a game to review past perfect simple and past perfect continuous. Let's have a look at the next slide. As you can see, this is the interface of the game, and this is the link of the game. You can click on the link given to you in the description of this video to play this game. But before that, in order for you to play the game, you need to listen very carefully what you need to do. As for the game session, you will choose the correct answer for the underlined phrases. And the underlined phrases is the one that you need to decide is either past perfect simple or past perfect continuous. You will play this game individually. We are now proceed to the next part, which is the activity. As for this one, we will start doing an activity A. For activity A, you need to complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb in bracket. Sometimes more than one answer is possible. So as for this one, you need to read the instruction first and explain what you need to do to show your understanding. As for this one, activity A, you need to write the correct form of the verb in the bracket. As you can see for this slide, this is the link that will be given to you. You can click in the description of this video, and this is the example of the interface of activity 8. Now let me show you how to do this activity before you are doing on your own, and we'll discuss the answer later. When you click on the link that is given to you just now, this is the website that you need to do the online worksheet for activity A. As you can see, the task is, this is the instruction, and then you click OK. So now you need to read this one, write your answers in the blank spaces. Can you see this one? This is the blank spaces that you need to write your answer. As for this one, this is the verb form that you need to change into the correct form. For example, number 1, he stopped running, took the mobile phone out of his pocket, and can you see this word throw? So we need to change is either past simple, past continuous, past perfect simple, or past perfect continuous. So as for this one, He stopped running, took the mobile phone out of his pocket, and can you see this is the hint that is given to you? This is the past simple. So the answer will be past simple. So throw, the past simple for throw is threw. So you write down your correct answer in the blank spaces. You will do until question number 8, and after that we will discuss together. As you can see for number 1, he stopped running, took the mobile phone out of his pocket and threw it into the river. As you can see, this is the verb form that you need to change it. So we change it to the past simple and the answer is true. For question number 2, the family had been sitting in the garden when they heard the blast. As you can see, why we use past perfect continuous for question number 2 is because there is another interrupting action that happened in this sentence. For question number 3, Jane couldn't believe that she had made such a dangerous journey on her own. For this one, this is the past perfect simple because the action is already happened, and that is why, okay, because Jane could not believe. As for this one, this sentence mentioned that she was not believed at all. And then for question number 4, everyone was exhausted because they had been running for miles. For question number 4, this is the past perfect continuous. Question number 5, she jumped up and chased the thief down the street. And this one is the past simple. For question number 6, it was the perfect location. Palm trees were swaying gently and the sun was shining brightly. As for question number 6, we use both past perfect continuous. Sorry, for question number 6, we use past continuous. For question number 7, they were getting ready for bed when they heard a knock at the door. For question number 7, this is the past simple. And then the last one, throughout their ordeal, they kept calm. So for this one, this is the past simple. These are the answers for activity A. We are done with activity A. Now let us proceed to activity B. For activity B, you need to read the writing task and then write true or false for each statement that follow. You can write is either capital letter T or you can write true, and then you can write capital letter F or you can write false for the statements that follow. As you can see, this is the link of the activity. You will click on the link given to you and you will do this activity. But before you do this activity, let me show you how to write your answer, how to do this activity. Okay students, when you click on the link that is given to you, so this is the website that you need to do your online worksheet for activity B. For activity B, you need to read the instruction first before you write true or false. As you can see, this is the instruction. Read the writing task below. Write T true or F false for each statement. For each of the statements that follow. So this is the writing task mentioned in the italic word. Write a story which begins with this sentence. Everyone was scared to death. 100 words. So this is the writing task that you need to decide is either this statement in the red color is true or false. For example, when you want to write You can see at this question, at all these questions, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need to answer all the question, and you need to decide is either statement in the red color is true or false. For example, number one, the story will involve several people. So if you want to answer true, you can write T or you can write true. And then once you have done all the answer, you can submit it and we will discuss it together. Time for us to discuss the answer. For number one, the story will involve several people. So when you refer to the writing task that is shown to you, so the answer is true because everyone was scared to death means that it will involve several people. So the question number one, statement number one is true. For statement number two, it will be about a frightening situation. So the answer is true. Why? Because it is about everyone was scared to death, meaning that it's a very frightening situation and that statement is true. For statement number three, someone must die in the story. For this one, the answer is false because there is uh, nothing is mentioned in the writing task here. Okay, so the answer is false. For statement number four, you can begin the story any way you like. So the answer is false because you need to write a story which begins with this sentence. So you are given the beginning sentences to write your story. And then the last one, the story will probably have suspense. So this one, the answer is true because when you begin your sentence with everyone was scared to death, so meaning that there will be a suspense scene. So there will be something that will eager the reader to read the story. We have done with activity B. Now let us proceed to activity C. For activity C, you need to read the example story and circle the correct words. You will be given the link for this activity and you need to open the link given to you. Now you will read the instruction and explain what you need to do to show your understanding. Read the example story and circle the correct word that is in red color. As for this one, you will skim through the text first without circling any answer yet. As for this one, you need to read the example story first before you circle the correct answer. After that, okay, you need to pay attention to the words either side of the option that is in red color. You can refer to the grammar reference mentioned earlier to you in order to help you answer this activity. You will work individually to complete the task and after that we check together as a class. Now we'll read the example story together. Everyone was scared to death. They were trapped in the darkest cave they had ever seen after getting lost on a school trip. The students had screamed or were screaming loudly as pieces of rock fell to the ground. Luckily, no one was being injured. Toby had never been in such an extreme situation before, but he had been kept very calm. All of a sudden, he was remembering that he had his mobile phone His teacher had told everyone to leave their phones in the tent, but Toby had decided to secretly bring his. As quick as lightning, Toby was running around to his bag and found the phone. He called his mom and had explained the situation. "Do not worry," she said. "Rescue teams are already looking for you." Toby smiled and immediately told or was telling everyone the good news. These are the example story, and you need to choose which answer is the correct one. How you want to circle the answer? As you can see down here. Okay, we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there is two options. Is in the red color here. You are going to circle the correct answer. You can just draw the circle for the following answer, or you can click the shape here. You choose circle shape and choose which one is the correct answer. For example, number 1. Okay, they were trapped in the darkest cave they had ever seen. So for number 1, we circle the answer had ever seen. We will do the rest until number 10, and later we will discuss the answer. Alright, my dear students, now let us discuss the answer. As you can see, for number 1, the answer is had ever seen. For question number 2, the answer is were screaming. For question number 3, the answer is was. For question number 4, the answer is kept. And then for question number 5, the answer is remembered. And then for number 6, the answer is had told. For number 7, the answer is had decided. For question number 8, the answer is ran. And then for number 9, the answer is explain. And number 10 is told. So these are the answers for activity C. You need to make sure that you are circle the correct words referring to the sentences before the gap here. And that is why you have to circle the correct words in the red color. Okay students, we are on the last part for today's lesson, which is the post lesson. We will do some recap of the topic. Before we end our today's lesson, I want to ask you what we have learned today. So today we learn how to write a story using narrative tenses. So we have 4 different narrative tenses, which is the first one, past simple. The second one is past continuous. The third one is the past perfect simple. And then the last one is the past perfect continuous. As for this one, I want you to answer the following question that is given to you. So the question is, what is the most exciting things you have ever done before, that you have ever done, and why was it exciting? So these are the questions that you need to answer, and we will share your answers. Okay students, we are on the last part for today's lesson, which is the post lesson. In this part, we will do some recap of the topic. So before we end our today's lesson, I want to ask you what we have learned today. So today we learned about write a story using narrative tenses. So what are the narrative tenses mentioned earlier? So narrative tenses that is mentioned, we have four, which is the first one is past simple, the second one is past continuous, the third one is past perfect simple, and then the last one is the past perfect continuous. Now let's have a look at this slide. So I want you to answer the following question that is given to you. The question is asking, what is the most exciting thing you have ever done and why was it exciting? So this is the question that you need to answer. You can work in group and just discuss the simple one before you sharing with the class. I think that is all for today's lesson. Thank you so much, my dear student.
I think that is all for today's lesson. Thank you so much, my dear students. I do hope that you can gain something good from this video and hope that you learn something from it. Till we meet again in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.